Hello, I am Mike.
Hello, I am Lily. Welcome to English Podcast Flow.
Today we're going to be looking at a topic that's absolutely fascinating and has the potential to truly change your life, the power of positive thinking.
It's amazing how much our thoughts can influence our experiences, right? It's not just about, feeling good. It's a whole way of looking at life that can affect our emotions, our actions, and even our overall well-being.
Okay, so let's break this down today. When we say positive thinking, what exactly do we mean? Is it about ignoring anything negative and pretending everything is perfect all the time?
Not at all. Life is full of challenges, and it's important to acknowledge them. Positive thinking isn't about pretending everything is rosy. It's about choosing to focus on solutions, looking for opportunities, and recognizing the good things even when we're facing difficulties.
So it's more about shifting your perspective. Like instead of thinking, I can't do this, a positive thinker would say, I'm going to give it my best shot.
Exactly. It's about reframing those thoughts to be more helpful and empowering. Studies show our thoughts directly impact our feelings or actions. It appears that when you think happy thoughts, you generally start to feel happier, and those negative thoughts can lead to feelings of sadness, stress, and anxiety.
That makes a lot of sense. If you're constantly telling yourself you're going to fail, you're probably not going to feel very motivated to try. But if you believe in yourself and your ability to succeed, you're more likely to put in the effort and keep going even when things get tough.
Absolutely. And, this connection between positive thinking and success isn't just something people say. There's actual research backing it up. Studies show a strong connection between a positive mindset and achieving more in different areas of life. People who tend to have a more positive outlook are often more resilient, they stick with things longer, and they handle stress better, all qualities that help us succeed.
It's like that famous quote, whether you think you can or you think you can, you're right. Our mindset really does shape our reality.
It really does. And this applies to learning new things too. Think about someone learning English, for example. Studies show a positive attitude can make the process so much more enjoyable and effective. Instead of getting bogged down by the challenges, a positive thinker will focus on their progress and celebrate those small winning along the way.
That's such a great point. So let's talk about how we can actually cultivate this more positive mindset. Because those negative thoughts definitely creep in for all of us, right? What are some practical things we can do to start thinking more positively?
Well, it's like anything else. It takes practice and conscious effort. We need to make it a habit. One really effective technique is to pay attention to those negative thoughts when they pop up and then challenge them. Instead of letting those negative thoughts run wild in your mind, stop and ask yourself, is this thought really true? Is there a different way to look at this situation?
So it's about catching those negative thoughts red-handed and replacing them with more positive and realistic ones.
Exactly. Imagine you're tending a garden. You have to pull out the weeds, those negative thoughts, and plant new seeds, positive affirmations and beliefs. For example, instead of thinking, I'm going to fail this test, you could try thinking, I'm going to do my best and learn from this experience no matter what. Or instead of thinking, I'm not good enough, you could say to yourself, I am capable and worthy.
I really like that analogy of weeding a garden. It's about making a conscious choice about which thoughts we want to cultivate in our minds. Speaking of cultivating, what about the people we surround ourselves with? Our environment and the people in our lives have a big impact on our mindset, don't they?
Absolutely. The company we keep plays a huge role in our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. If you're trying to cultivate a more positive mindset, it's crucial to surround yourself with people who uplift and inspire you. Look for friends, family members, mentors, or colleagues who radiate positivity and support your personal growth.
It's like creating a positive ecosystem for yourself, a space where you feel encouraged and empowered to be your best. And sometimes that might also mean setting boundaries with people who tend to drain your energy or bring you down. It's not about cutting people out of your life, but being more mindful about whose energy we allow into our space, right?
You're absolutely right. It's about being selective and choosing to spend more time with people who bring us up rather than drag us down. And, it's not just about the people around us. Our physical environment can also affect our mood and outlook. Studies show that having a clutter-free and organized space, letting in lots of natural light and incorporating elements of nature can contribute to a more positive and uplifting atmosphere.
I can definitely relate to that. When my space is cluttered, I feel way more stressed and overwhelmed. But when things are tidy and organized, I feel calmer and more clear-headed. It's amazing how much our surroundings can affect our internal state.
It really is fascinating how connected our inner and outer worlds are. And speaking of our internal state, have you ever noticed how when you're feeling happy and positive, you tend to take better care of yourself? You might be more inclined to Eat healthy foods, get some exercise, make sure you're getting enough sleep, and do activities that nourish your mind and body.
That's so true. When I'm feeling down, I'm much more likely to reach for unhealthy comfort food and skip the gym. But when I'm feeling good, I naturally gravitate towards things that support my well-being.
That makes sense. Studies show positive emotions actually benefit our physical health. Happiness is linked to a longer lifespan, reduced stress levels, a stronger immune system, and even a lower risk of chronic diseases. So cultivating a positive mindset isn't just good for your mental and emotional health, it's good for your physical health too.
Wow, that's incredible. So it's not just about feeling happy in the moment. Positive thinking actually has real, lasting benefits for our overall well-being.
That's right. It's like a superpower we all have within us. It can help us create a happier, healthier, and more fulfilling life.
This is all so interesting. I feel like we've only just scratched the surface of this topic. There's so much more to explore.
There's just so much to talk about when it comes to positive thinking.
I know, right? It's like, uh, we could talk about this all day.
Absolutely.
But I know our listeners are probably wondering, like, how they can actually put all of this into practice in their daily lives. It's one thing to understand, like, the concept of positive thinking, but how do we make it a habit?
That's a great question. It appears that knowing something and actually doing it are two different things.
Yeah.
Right? So let's dive into some simple yet powerful strategies that you can start using today to make positive thinking a part of your everyday routine.
Okay, I'm all ears. What are some things we can do?
Well, one of the easiest and most effective things you can do is start your day with a positive thought. Studies show that the first few moments after you wake up can really set the tone for your whole day. Instead of, grabbing your phone and getting bombarded with news and notifications or jumping right into your to-do list, try taking a few minutes to focus on something positive.
I know I'm definitely guilty of reaching for my phone first thing in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
and it doesn't always start my day off on the right foot. Like, I just get sucked into this vortex of, like, emails and social media, and it's just
Yeah.
not the best way to start my day.
It's so easy to fall into that trap. But instead of letting the outside world dictate your mood, try setting a positive intention for the day. Think about something you're grateful for or something you're looking forward to. It could be as simple as saying to yourself, today, I'm going to be present and appreciate the little things. Or, I'm going to approach my work with a positive attitude and a can-do spirit.
I love that. It's like planting a seed of positivity that could grow throughout the day.
Exactly. Another powerful habit is practicing gratitude. Studies show that taking a few minutes each day to appreciate the good things in your life, no matter how small, is really have a positive impact on your overall happiness.
I've heard a lot about gratitude journals. Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, it could be a gratitude journal or it could just be a simple mental practice. Before you go to sleep each night, take a few moments to think about your day and list 3 things you're grateful for. They could be big things like getting a promotion at work, or small things like enjoying a delicious meal or witnessing a beautiful sunset. The key is to train your mind to focus on the positive parts of your experience.
I've tried that before, and it's amazing how it can shift your perspective. You start to realize that even on the toughest days, there are still things to be thankful for.
It's true, and the more you practice that attitude, the more you'll naturally start to notice and appreciate the good things in your life, even when things are challenging.
So what about those times when it feels like everything is going wrong and it's hard to find anything positive to focus on? How do we stay positive during those really difficult times?
That's a really important question. It's important to remember that life isn't always easy. We all go through challenges, setbacks, and disappointments, and it's perfectly normal to feel sad, angry, or frustrated during those times. It appears that trying to force yourself to be positive when you're genuinely struggling can actually be counterproductive.
So what's the alternative? Do we just let ourselves wallow in misery?
Definitely not. It's about finding that balance between acknowledging your feelings and still choosing to look for the light even when it feels dark. It's important to remember that difficulties are usually temporary, and they often present opportunities for growth and learning.
So instead of asking, why me, we can ask, what can I learn from this?
Exactly. It's about reframing those challenges as opportunities to grow stronger and more resilient. For example, if you experience a setback at work, instead of dwelling on the negative, you could ask yourself, what can I do differently next time? Or what skills can I work on to improve in this area?
That's such a powerful shift in perspective. Instead of seeing setbacks as failures, we can view them as valuable learning experiences.
Right. And even in the darkest of times, there's always something to be grateful for. It might be the support of loved ones, a roof over your head, or simply the fact that you're alive and breathing.
Yeah, those are such wise words. It's so easy to get caught up in the negativity and lose sight of the good things that are still present in our lives.
It really is. But with practice, we can train our minds to focus on the positive even in the midst of challenges. And that's where the true power of positive thinking lies. It's not about denying the negative, but about making a conscious choice to focus on the good even when it's hard to see.
Yeah, I love that. It's a reminder that we always have a choice in how we perceive and respond to life's challenges. And that choice can truly make all the difference.
Absolutely. It's about taking back our power and using it to create a more positive and fulfilling life, no matter what circumstances we face.
This conversation has been so inspiring. I feel like I've learned so many new tools for cultivating a more positive mindset. And I know our listeners are feeling the same way. I have one more question. What's one simple thing that our listeners can do today to start bringing more positivity into their lives?
That's a great question. It appears that there are so many things we can do, but if I had to choose one simple thing, I would say start with a smile. Studies show that even if you don't feel like it, the simple act of smiling can actually trick your brain into feeling happier. When you smile, your brain releases endorphins, which have mood-boosting and stress-reducing effects.
I've heard that before, and I've definitely experienced it myself. Sometimes when I'm feeling down, I'll force myself to smile, and it really does seem to lift my spirits a little bit.
It's amazing how our bodies and minds are connected, isn't it? So the next time you're feeling stressed, overwhelmed, or just a little bit down, try smiling for a few minutes. You might be surprised at how much of a difference it can make.
Yeah, that's such a simple yet powerful tip. I'm definitely going to start incorporating that into my daily routine.
I encourage you to. It's such a small change that can have a big impact on your overall well-being.
You know, as we're talking about this, I'm thinking positive thinking isn't just about, feeling happy all the time. It's about having a mindset that allows you to navigate the ups and downs of life with resilience and grace and a sense of hope.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. It appears that life is a journey and it's going to have its twists and turns. We're going to experience times of joy, excitement, success, but we're also going to have moments of sadness, disappointment, loss. And I think positive thinking doesn't mean you ignore or push away those difficult emotions. It's about acknowledging them, allowing yourself to feel them, and then choosing to focus on the possibilities that still exist, even in the midst of challenges.
It's about trusting that things will eventually get better, even when it feels like we're surrounded by darkness.
Exactly. And it's about remembering that you have the inner strength to handle anything that life throws your way. You've overcome challenges in the past and you have the power within you to overcome them again. It appears that each experience, both the good and the bad, shapes us and helps us grow into the people we're meant to be.
I love that perspective. It's so empowering. It reminds us that we're not just victims of our circumstances. We have the power to choose our thoughts, our beliefs, and our actions. And those choices ultimately shape the reality we experience.
Absolutely. And, one of the most beautiful things about positive thinking is that it has a ripple effect. When you choose to focus on the good, to be kind, compassionate, and optimistic, you not only lift itself up, but you also lift up those around you. You create a wave of positivity that can spread far and wide.
That's so true. I've definitely noticed that when I'm in a good mood, it seems to rub off on the people around me. But then, like, when I'm feeling negative or grumpy, it can bring down the energy of the whole room.
Exactly. It's like that saying, a smile is a curve that sets everything straight. Study shows that a simple act of kindness, a word of encouragement, or a genuine smile can truly brighten someone's day and have a positive impact on their well-being. And who knows, that one act of kindness could inspire them to pay it forward, creating a chain reaction of positivity that could touch countless lives.
That imagery is so powerful. It reminds us that we all have the ability to make a difference in the world just by choosing to be a force for good.
Absolutely. And it doesn't have to be anything grand or heroic. It's the small, everyday acts of kindness and positivity that truly make a difference. Holding the door open for someone, offering a helping hand, listening with an open heart, expressing gratitude, sharing a smile. These little things can have such a profound impact on the people around us.
I'm so inspired by this conversation. I feel like I have a renewed sense of purpose and a deeper understanding of how transformative positive thinking can be. And I know we listeners are feeling the same way.
Yeah, me too. I've really enjoyed this conversation.
Before we wrap up, I want to emphasize one of the most important things we've talked about today. Positive thinking is a choice. It's not something that just happens to us. It's something we actively create through our thoughts, our beliefs, and our actions.
That's such an important point to remember. We have the power within each of us to create a more positive and fulfilling life. It starts with a decision, a commitment to choosing optimism over pessimism, hope over despair, and love over fear.
Beautifully said. And on that note, we're going to wrap up this episode of The Deep Dive. We hope you've enjoyed this exploration into the power of positive thinking.
Remember, the world needs your light. Shine brightly.
And until next time, keep those positive vibes flowing.
If you enjoyed this episode, please like and subscribe. It really helps our channel grow and reach more English learners like you. By subscribing, you'll never miss a new episode, and by liking the video, you're letting us know you want more helpful content. Thank you for your support. It means so much to us.